What's up, guys? My name's Kenny, and I hope you're all feeling good today. In this video, I'm going to update you guys on my chess progress. I'm going to show you guys what my new ELO rating is. I gotta say, I've gotten a lot better at chess. However, my ELO rating actually dropped like a couple hundred points. I am now at a 1000 ELO rating. Also, I'm going to show you guys my most recent game that I just played here in a second. It was a really interesting game, one that I thought was worth showing you guys. So why did my ELO rating drop from 1200 to 1000? Well, here's what I would say. First of all, I have gotten better at chess. I know a lot more tactics and I kind of see the game a lot better. I used to make a lot more blunders than I do now. I will still occasionally give up a piece and totally blunder something and whatnot. I'm still not playing at a high level. I can't see moves like 3 moves in advance for like some complicated setups. But overall, my play has been fairly solid, probably at a good 1000 1100 elo rating. I think I could be an 1100. So let me show you these stats right here. So I think the reason why I thought I was up here at like 1200 is because I only played like 15 games. So I recorded my first 15 games that I played online. They're up here on this channel if you want to watch them, in a series called Finding My Elo. And the whole point of that series was to not study really at all, just kind of jump into playing online chess after not playing chess for years and just see where I was. And turns out, just to see what my natural ability was. And it turns out I thought I was at 1200. So after my last YouTube video that I uploaded, I decided to just play a lot of games off camera. And one day I actually played like 30 games in a like that day in a row almost. I spent like the whole day, like 10, 12 hours, not like just playing chess. And it was probably not smart playing that many games without studying in between, without really, I just wanted to play a lot. And I think I kind of I went over the, I went too much over the top with it that I ended up dropping like 100 points in like a day. Here it was like, on this day, like I dropped from like 1150 down to like 1050 almost within like a 24-hour period. So I went from thinking I was mid 1100s to low 1000s. And from there, it did not get better. I could not keep up with these 1000 ELO rated players. And as you can see here, I played 150 games. So we're talking a magnitude of 10, right? The games that I've showed you guys so far, there's only 15 games. Now I've played 150. So my wins, I'm not even winning more than I'm losing here. And that could just be because of the players that I'm being put up against were higher rated. But I think I'm getting better now. So I'm gonna show you this most recent game that I played. Yeah, I've actually been playing at the mid 900s here the past few weeks, and I only just hit 1000 elo rating moments ago recording this video. So let's go ahead and jump into this game that I have ready to show you guys. This is when I just got done playing, and it was a good game. I mean, this was a very fun game. My opponent made some brilliant moves and just put me in a terrible situation that I had to work my way out of. So let's just show you this train wreck here. So I'm black. So when my opponent makes their opening move, either on e4 or d4, I usually just go with the similar, opposite side move. So they open with a queen pawn. I will also open with a queen pawn. But I don't really know what I'm doing as far as openings with blacks. I have no idea what to do with the black pieces, really, other than just try to play defensively, not completely mess up my position. Luckily, at this ELO rating, my opponent's 950. Been playing a lot of 950s, high 900s. And luckily, my opponents will blunder a lot, make a lot of mistakes that I can take advantage of. You'll see that in this game also. But at the same time, I also make the same level of mistakes too. So, it's not anything crazy. Not anything unusual at this ELO rating. These are fun games, by the way. So I actually am looking forward to recording more chess on this channel because I think you guys will enjoy the chaos that is a 900 to 1000 ELO rated player. So here I decided to pin the knight. They moved their bishop there. I think I castled next. So here is, you know, white is winning here. I don't really have a great setup. This bishop is lined up for something over here. This is gonna be a major weak spot for me. Just, this side of the board, and you'll see here in a few moves that my opponent is really gonna put pressure on me. So rook move. I kind of had plans of like going here, but that kind of was no longer possible when my opponent moved this pawn forward. So then I took the knight. I maybe could have moved back or something. I don't know. But I decided, whatever, I'll just take it. But then when they move their bishop here, also on this diagonal, I can no longer like move this pawn forward. So I'm not, so maybe that wasn't really a great thing to do. Because I have a rook and a knight here. So I thought, that would win over their pawn and their knight. But yeah, this is not great. So my opponent moves their knight up. Now this attacks my queen, so I have to do something with my queen here. Or take the knight. Do I take the knight? I think I do take the knight. I do, which apparently was the best move. Then they take, then I move my knight forward. Okay, so here we are. Let's see. What do I even do next? I can't remember. I just played this game. I feel like I should remember. Okay, pawn forward. I guess I was going to try to get my bishop out because this bishop is absolutely in a terrible situation. Like, with this pawn still here, like, it cannot move anywhere. The queen's on this square. So I thought I would maybe move the bishop out, maybe take this pawn. So then my bishop will have a new opening here. I thought that would probably work out. Okay, this is where everything starts to go bad for me because this move, I don't know what my opponent was moving here for, because the queen cannot like do anything here yet on its own. It needs some sort of a supporting piece, and this bishop is blocked by this pawn here. So, I mean, it does have this move. Maybe this is what my opponent was doing. I mean, now that I look at this, I guess it could have traded the bishop for the knight and then got my pawn. I don't know. Maybe that frees this up somehow. I have no idea, honestly. Yeah, I guess once the queen is here, I guess it would be able to attack my rook, potentially. Yeah, I don't know. Just an interesting move, and honestly, I wasn't thinking that the move was to take the knight. I wasn't really thinking that. I was thinking it just wanted to attack me here. So what I was most afraid of was, okay, thankfully this bishop is blocked. But what could my opponent do here? I thought maybe my opponent was going to move this pawn forward and start pushing it. Like if I take this pawn that moves up here, then they can move this pawn forward and have this opening. I don't know. I felt like my king was about to get checkmated here if they started pushing this pawn forward. So I thought, why not just move my pawn up like this? And that was a blunder. I wanted to stop this pawn from going forward. Also, I figured this attacks the queen and defends the knight. I thought, why not? This seems like a good move. I forgot about en passant, guys. It doesn't happen very often, and I just forgot. Now, this was a very terrible situation. The eval bar is not liking me here. What happens next? Well, I take with the knight. Oh my gosh, that eval bar. I hate seeing that. The analysis wanted me to take the bishop. And then, I don't know what it wanted me to do. Move the rook here. Yeah. All right, that's interesting. That's not what happened in the game, though. Instead, what happened in the game, and I saw this immediately, like, this is a free knight. Like, they can just take that knight. I cannot take it back with the pawn because that's a check here. So, they got my knight, and I was very frustrated here. This is a very, very bad situation to be in because, I mean, look at this. I mean, man, they got this bishop, this queen. This is just a disaster. I mean, I have my queen defending this, but I moved this pawn up, which was a mistake. I guess because I thought that would protect against... the queen going here, so I didn't have to, like, trade queens or anything. I thought I'd move my pawn up, and then I move my rook over, and I can attack this, and apparently not. Apparently not, because brilliant move by my opponent. I didn't even see that. I was not thinking that this bishop could come in here and take this. Because watch what happens if I were to take with the pawn. Now, I saw that this would be a bad move, right? I saw this is not a good move for me, right? Because if I were to have done this, which I didn't, then my opponent could then move here, check, and I mean, it's just a checkmate in a few moves, right? You know, like here, and this is checkmate, right? Once it gets to this position, once the king gets put there, I mean, this is just checkmate. So, taking this was not a good idea. Now, my opponent's next move, I thought at the time, by the way, eval bar for white, this should just be there's no chance for me because this is a checkmate guaranteed. If my opponent knows what they're doing, this is a checkmate here. If my opponent can see the pattern. I thought, now, this is not the way things went down exactly, but I thought my opponent can just move their bishop anywhere. They can move back here to where they were. They can move here, and just open up this check, right? All the bishop has to do is just move out of the way, right? And it's a check. So what the analysis is saying for me to do, to move the king here, I guess. But then they can take the rook. See, that's the thing, is like they can take the rook here. So I decided here to sacrifice my rook. I wanted to really defend this square, this g7 square. I wanted to make sure that this was defended from the queen just coming here. So I moved my rook up here because, you know, let's just say they moved here, put me in check. I could move here and then take, right? I mean, they win a rook, right? We trade rook and a queen for a rook and a bishop, and I was more than happy to lose that piece in order to save the game from checkmate, if I'm being honest. So that is not the way things went down. Let me just show you what the analysis says here. The analysis says that actually there is a checkmate here. Even though I tried defending this square, the checkmate is actually bishop to f7. There's actually a checkmate here in a couple moves. First of all, if I move here, it's just checkmate right away. Queen can come down to either one of these squares, and that's checkmate in the next move. But if I made the best move here, it would take a couple extra moves. That actually gives up the bishop, right? I could take it with the king, but the queen is just gonna come right in, check. I have one move left over there to e8, and then I can just get checkmated just like that. So even though I thought that this was just sacrificing a rook to save myself from getting checkmated, it actually was not an accurate move. It would not have saved the game if I was up against, I don't know, somebody who could see that checkmate pattern. So what did my opponent actually do in the game? What my opponent did is they moved here, bishop to e8, which it attacks my queen and then also puts me in check, obviously. So my next move here was, exactly what I planned to do by moving the rook there, which was move the rook in front of my king. Now, I thought maybe they would just take with the bishop and we trade, like I thought. But that is not what happened. Instead, what happened was they took my queen first. This is an interesting move, right? They take my queen, I take their queen. Okay. Now, we could trade bishops if they wanted. Here is where, look at the eval bar. This was the end of white. I, at this point, am going to come back because my opponent blundered a few times. All right, so don't know what my opponent was thinking with the move bishop takes on e6 because, I mean, yes, that is a check and they get a pawn out of that, but I just get your bishop. I mean, okay, sure. Pawn takes pawn on d5. All right, I'm going to take that pawn back with my bishop. Then what did my opponent do? They tried to attack my rook here with h3, and then I said, okay, well, your pawn is just free for the taking. I'll take that with my rook. What did my opponent do here? Oh, here's the next major blunder by my opponent. King to f1. Don't know what they were thinking. I guess they thought they would try to attack my rook or something. But they can't take my rook here. I mean, maybe they were thinking, hoping that I just kind of move my bishop so they could take, which, why would I do that? Didn't really make a lot of sense. There is a great move here. I don't know if you guys can see it. I found it, and I was so happy about this. I was, like, so nervous. I was like, ah, man. I was like, I'm going to move my rook out of the way, and that's going to open this up for me to take their rook. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. I can actually attack their bishop. So now I'm attacking their bishop and their rook at the same time. What did my opponent do? Obviously, if they don't move their rook, I'm going to take their rook. If they don't move their bishop, I'm going to take their bishop. They move their rook here, which I guess they thought was a trade, right? They thought that was a trade, but because I can't take their bishop now, they probably thought this was a good move. I don't blame them. I probably would have done the same thing at this ELO rating, at least as far as like what I would see. Yeah, I would probably do the same thing. But there's actually a way for me to get out of this and totally win the game, which is bishop to c4 check, and they resigned at this point. Why did they resign at this point? Well, because they only have one move, and that is king to e1, and then I just take their rook. King is forced to go here, and then I just take their other rook, and I mean, now I have two rooks and a bishop against a bishop, and, you know, a bunch of pawns. So, somehow, after being in this position, I'm able to save myself only through my opponent not being the best. One of the benefits of playing at this ELO rating is, yes, I got myself into this situation, but also my opponent got me out of it by not knowing how to finish, which was, you know, completely fine. You know, sometimes you don't necessarily have to make the best move. You just have to make the best move that your opponent, you know, doesn't know what to do with, you know. And at this point, I don't think my opponent knew what to do with this rook here. So there we go. I really enjoyed this game. It was fun. I thought I had it lost, and it got my ELO back up over 1,000 after playing in the mid 900s this past couple of weeks. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like on it. If you want to see more chess content, let me know. I will probably play some games that are not just reviews like this soon. I'll just actually like start recording me actually playing a game. Obviously it's going to take longer for me to show you the actual outcome of the game because, you know, 10-minute games and whatnot. But, oh yeah, I didn't even mention the time thing. I lost a lot of my games on time, and I've gotten a heck of a lot better at managing my time, making moves quicker. So, yeah, that was also a major reason why my ELO rating dropped like 100 points in a day, is because time. I did not manage that very well. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys all enjoyed. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time.